Hi, I'm Bash, and today we have a race between Azure and Merit Explosives. Wait, I did this wrong.
Well, it looks like we're getting underway already.
Okay.
Nice and fast start.
So you've got BashPrime versus ZChaotix. They're 3-1, and they'll be competing to clinch their spot in the top 8.
Yep, should be pretty interesting. There are currently... How many top 8 spots claimed? Is it 3 or 4? I think it might be 3, yeah, because there will be 2 decided tonight in this race, and the one between Jagger and Intersize that starts soon.
Yeah, yourself, DCR, Bellator.
I think that's it.
3, yeah.
Yeah. So starting off, they're just going to be picking up Violet Translator as the first item. Good. It's nice for the hint. You don't have to think about frauding and to come back later if you don't need to. Oh, okay. Seekers and GFMC compound, so the logical missiles are in the GFMC path, which will be one way, unless an item can be picked up here.
I think it's theoretically possible for missile launcher to be the one and to be somewhere else.
Oh, I guess it is also...
Seekers could be on the back of the ship.
Yeah, that's possible. In addition to that, the logical missiles could just be there, and you'd have to... there might be like a different logical way to climb Mining Plaza, for example, and you'd have to come back. That's happened before, for sure. You should also mention that the 2 of them are playing with the normal tournament settings. They're starting here in Great Temple. They've got to collect 9 keys. They've got to fight the final bosses. The main missile launcher and main power bombs are not required to use expansions. Just the basics.
So ZChaotix is coming into this match off of a really good win for him from Ballot last week. So now, going into 3-1, you expect a scary matchup, but now Bash is standing in your way for top 8. Wonder how that's gonna feel.
It's definitely a good source of motivation. If you can beat one good player, why not be able to beat another one? Okay, what's the second item here? Power bomb expansion. Well, okay, that makes GFMC available if you want to go get those Seeker launchers now. If you want to take a risk on them being in the crate or not.
Yeah, it's not as much of a risk since now you're guaranteed to be able to get out with that one power bomb.
Yeah, not logically, but of course you can power bomb the gate and make a couple checks on the way too if you feel like using up those power bombs when farming them. Because it is kind of annoying to go back with only one.
Sky Temple Key and Transport B access, so really early SDK, and those get, I believe I kept hearing those get placed once you have access to the Sky Temple Gateway, which is Seekers and Supers, and
yeah.
Amber and Light are some alternate paths to that section.
So it looks like Bash is going to set up an extended dash to grab a Sky Temple Key now. I guess this could be obtained at any point, but showing off the dash is still pretty cool. And ZChaotix is probably going to leave that for later, it looks like. You can come back here with Space Jump or something and grab it first. Or, I guess... Oh, ZChaotix is going for the potential Seekers. Makes sense.
Yeah, I think Bash is going to do that now too. It's like right next to it.
Yeah.
In general, I do agree with just leaving it, but if you're confident in getting up there the way that Bash did, especially the extended jump being a lot more consistent, then it's fine to pick up now. I think he did want to show it off too.
Yeah, that's fair. Sometimes you want to show off some cool stuff.
Oh, ZChaotix is running back for a Storage Cavern B with that missile that he got in Dynamo Chamber. Not really finding much from it.
Having a few dark ammo expansions and light ammo expansions as well is nice, though. Although at this point that could have been obtained later as well. There's the light ammo expansion. So it should be noted that now that they have a missile expansion, if they don't end up finding Seekers in the GFMC crate, they can continue past the missile door back into Great Temple to check the item and transport A access over the safe station. It can be kind of annoying with only one power bomb to go backwards through GFMC because, especially without space jumper bombs, you're going to have to be blowing up a lot of walls in Dynamo Chamber. And the communication area, the room ZChaotix is rolling through right now, doesn't have drops after the first pass.
Yeah, that's a super weird case.
Yeah. It is generally better to go this way instead. You do lose out on a bit of RTA, potentially, I think, but you do gain the knowledge about what's underneath the save station.
Yeah,
you never know, it could be Emerald.
The knowledge of what item ends up at the Great Temple save station here is neat, because logically, save warps are back to the start position are not expected, so you get a bit of a peek into the future of whether this might open soon or not, because the things that would open this particular spot are either Emerald Translator to get out via this gate, or Dark Visor and Seekers to get out via the GFMC.
Looks like that's just a missile expansion.
Okay,
I
so
do
not
want
really
to point
telling us
out
anything.
Bash's what was that room? Sacred Path, I think. That was a very clean room.
Oh yeah, the
nailing the dashes and slope jumps all on the first attempt, like all 4 of those.
Yeah, dashing onto that, or getting onto the hive, slope jumping onto the hive, and then dashing off it twice to get up to the top without having to do the whole kinetic orb cannon sequence here. It saves about 15 seconds if you can do it well. And it's also really hard to get your skills to the point where you're competent enough at the tricks involved to save that time. So ZChaotix going the normal way.
That's not even something I've practiced or implemented at all. I still take this cannon without bombs and space jump.
I personally put a lot of work into learning this room, and it's really hard, but it's really satisfying to do.
There's someone posted an extended dash alternative to get on top of the hive, but the problem with that is that you have to do it off of something that's like right in front of you. So, yeah. Bash skipping the dark ammo expansion. Okay, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's one of the closer like single room items too.
Question about something being grapple under the save station. No, that is just a missile expansion. Grapple in this game is not colored like yellow and orange, like it is in Prime 1 with the hook. It's colored like it's like a little extension underneath Samus's arm. It kind of looks like a straight line.
It's like a blue hologram.
Yeah, it's a blue hologram, like similar to the color of like Space Jump and Gravity Boost and like Spider Ball, Boost Ball, except it's much smaller. Space Jump and Portal Access A. Okay. Oh, and there's mains.
Okay, so that whole thing sequence was in logic the whole time, because these mains, the main power bombs let you logically get out.
Yes, the Seekers are in logic right now. That's nice to know. I guess that makes sense. That's currently the only item able to be used logically to climb Mining Plaza.
Yeah, it's the only logical missile launcher right now.
Bash skipping out on the save because sometimes you want to take that save at the beginning just in case you've reached this point and you don't logically have an item that you can use to escape Bomb Guardian, which can sometimes happen. Ooh, Bash just getting a little weak dash, so wasn't able to make it.
Yeah, that dash is nice because you don't have to wait for the missile pillar to fall down, but he's just going to take it safe this time.
I had a seed once where I had to climb this room logically without space jump or bombs like 4 times or something, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, that was a nice slope jump setup.
That slope jump is like super scary to fall down if you're not used to it. Okay, so ZChaotix finally also getting into Agon. Maybe a minute or so behind.
Bash using some Seekers for combat, but unfortunately locking onto a bug? What was that down there?
I didn't see it. I thought he locked onto a pirate. Oh.
No, there was something on the ground too. I didn't see what it was.
Was it not one of the other pirates falling off? Didn't he missile the... I think he missiled the
Maybe?
top pirate off onto the ground. Anyway, so we knew Space Jump was going to be here. That's a really important item to have early game, to be pretty unrestricted in your movement.
Yeah, picking it up now is nice because now crossing mining station A quickly is rather trivial. Bash choosing to scan this key. Can be kind of awkward with the spider track there. Dark Torvus key 2. And it seems Bash is either just opening this up or is gonna check Command Center too. Command Center is an interesting item because you don't actually need anything to check it other than you have to be able to climb Mining Plaza, you need Space Jump logically, and then you need either something to break the floor, like Power Bombs, Bombs, or Boost Ball, or Screw Attack, or you need just Dark Beam to enter the Command Center from the top. But it looks like Bash was just opening it up in case Bash wanted to go around.
Yeah. Bash is probably going to take out Bomb Guardian with a Power Bomb. It takes damage from Power Bombs while it's attacking. So you can one-shot it.
Yep, just like so.
Oh, ZChaotix doing the
the jump off the hive.
Jump off the hive, yeah. To get,
yeah, that was interesting.
To get the mining station A item without power bombs or spider.
Also, Screw Attack from Bomb Guardian. That's very funny. You know what that does? It puts Wind Chamber Gateway into logic right now with mains, Space Jump, and Screw Attack.
That's quite the double back, since they've already been to GFMC, but I suppose there's still the item on the back of the ship.
Yeah, and now there is also Dark Missile Trooper and Hive Chamber B item as well. So, doubling back.
Like Bash is leaving Agon to go do the Hive Chambers. Or maybe no.
Or saving, yeah, or save warping. I think leaving Aegon from the front is a bit faster, but perhaps Bash thinks that if there's nothing I can find in Temple Grounds, I can always just save warp back or whatever.
So he's checking the transport center from behind. It's sometimes good to know if this is anything.
Yeah, you'll pretty much always come through here regardless, because opening that shortcut is nice, and generally you want to like reach the half pipe at some point potentially to enter Torvus, especially when they already have Seekers. But
having the knowledge early is something some players like to do. It can inform your decision on whether to, when you go into Dark Egg on the Jump Guardian side, if you want to go do the whole thing and go to Jump Guardian right away, or if you want to open the gate in the Dark World and then go right back to Light World. Which they can't do anything, like they can't even open or go through that portal at all yet because they don't have bombs. So we still need to look for that.
And I think ZChaotix is either saving or doing the same thing now as well.
Yeah, so actually, I know that you personally had mentioned that you like to get in the Hive Chamber B check early if you have power bombs and no bombs.
Yeah, if you get power bombs in Temple Grounds before heading to Aegon, I really don't want to miss bombs, because bombs are needed to like combine the return trips to Temple Grounds to get like Jump Guardian and such. So you want to like stack what you can do, right? And bombs are just so useful to have in Aegon, no matter what position you're in.
Yeah, Bash is, I guess, going to
as well.
Going to Wind Chamber Gateway. Like he opened the gate backwards to be able to get to Splitter Hive. But isn't going there quite yet.
I think I would have done Splinter Hive first, just because there's two things there and the progression is closer. Like you're making a gamble on Wind Chamber Gateway right now if it's not what ends up like being required.
Yeah, ZChaotix, after warping to start from Agon, is what he chose to do, and he's now using the space jump, slope jump to get that Sky Temple key that you would normally need bombs for.
Yep. I think in ZChaotix's case, heading the Wind Chamber Gateway first from here is better, but if you're leaving Agon from the entrance, you should probably do the Hive Chambers first.
Yeah, that's the
closer.
That would be the reason why to leave Agon for the entrance.
Yeah, that's why I usually do that personally.
So if you're not doing Splinter Hive right away, then you're not taking advantage of the fact that you're actually using the elevator. Like you're taking the time to do the elevator ride, but you're not following through on where it put you.
That looks like dark ammo. I actually have recently forgotten to check this like several times going through this room. ZChaotix has not picked up Temple Assembly Site yet, although now they're in a good position to do so. And wow, Bash made a big gamble here and got rewarded for it with bombs and Wind Chamber Gateway.
That's a heck of a call. I mean, like...
said it was possible, but I didn't think it would actually happen.
Yeah, like, it opened in logic very early, which is usually kind of like sussing it out. But
yeah, after Violet, the first three items in order were Power Bomb, Space Jump, Screw Attack, which are the only things required to reach that from that side.
The thing is, there's still like not that much of reason to not have done Splinter Hive. Like, you're probably going to... You want to do it anyways.
Yeah, you're going to come back and do it regardless, so doing it first where there's two checks rather than one is probably fine.
You might have gotten something from there that maybe it made you not want to follow through and going all the way to Wind Chamber Gateway.
Oh yeah, we weren't saying Screw Attack opens Splinter Hive or Labs, just that it opens this up. Oh, what Bash's line of thinking is, yeah, potentially.
Yeah, I get that. I just still think that you're gonna do Splinter Hive anyway, so you might as well do it when you're close to it.
Who knows, if you find bombs there, you're probably more incentivized to go back to Agon and do the Jump Guardian route before going to GFMC. Just so you can stack the ship check.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not have to come back later a third time.
Yeah, that would be... I don't know. There's like... there's a lot of different ways you can reason about things, and there's a lot of like unforeseen consequences way later down the line. Like
this game is way too complicated.
That's what makes Rando races of this so good, though. This game actually has a really well designed map for it.
Yeah, at this point with bombs, the GFMC ship missile item is also in logic right now. After defeating Jump Guardian, it will spawn. So that's another thing that they've already gone and checked the Wind Chamber Gateway, Grand Wind Chamber and such. So at this point, there isn't much of a reason to go there other than to get the ship. Vile Shrine Morph Ball related. Well, that could be Booster Spider.
That would be... Yeah, that would be locked behind supers for now.
Yep.
Well, for always, but, you know. But routing the Hall of Honor did vanilla secrets check. And was it?
Yeah, I did this in my race as well, just because I think when I did it, I was actually able to grab it. Oh, I think Bash is also, yeah, checking the hint, too.
Yeah, going backwards through this tunnel, which is the intended entrance of this room, to get to meeting grounds without supers, just to get the hint from there. Yeah,
playing hints is a really, really good strategy, in my opinion.
That Kerbal Bridge with that boost scares me, actually. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, if you roll with enough speed going this way, it's much easier than going the other way. Quad is a missile. Great. Yeah, like I said, going this way is much, much harder without falling down, as you can see. Luckily, this side doesn't matter, though.
Those boss hints are like... they're kind of lukewarm when you get them. It's like, you wanted something more relevant to what you're doing now, but it's also good to know.
That was a nice roll jump. But now, since ZChaotix has forgone that check, we're going to be seeing Dark Missile Trooper first from his side now.
Yeah, he also went all the way over there for bomb. Well, no. He save warped to Great Temple, so it made more sense for him, I think.
Yeah, it made more sense to do bombs first. That the Grand Wind Chamber, like to Wind Chamber Gateway loop, can be like not super obvious if you're not an experienced player of the randomizer, like a lot of the racers are, and both of these players definitely are. They've demonstrated so far in their 4 races before this. They know what they're doing.
It's really easy to isolate a major item in Wind Chamber Gateway, especially if it's locking supers, or if it is supers, because you can't... To get to it from the other side of the loop, you need supers.
Yeah, supers or... No, you need supers and then also potentially light beam and amber, depending on like where supers are.
You always need a light beam because there's a light block in front of it.
Oh yeah, sorry. Potentially also amber is what I mean.
Yeah. So nothing of value in Splinter Hive.
The E-Tank is nice though.
Okay, yeah, it is.
Their hell.
It's potentially indirect progression of like Dark World stuff.
Yeah, at this point, Sanctuary Spider Side is almost in logic, and as I like to point out sometimes, Hazing Cliff, that check in Inghive, is logical in this tournament with 2 energy tanks and Varia Suit. I think it's 150 times 1.5, so 225 HP is what's required on the normal threshold.
Yeah, so each like safe zone node to node has been mapped out as far as energy. And the tournament logic and the standard logic that pretty much everyone else uses the medium strictness for the damage thresholds, which multiplies the base requirements by 1.5. Just to make, just to give people some breathing room in general.
Some things do actually take into damage Screw Attack for lowering the amount of damage you take from Dark Aether, yes. I don't think... Hazing Cliff might allow you to... It might have a logic path for Screw Attack as well to lower, maybe with 1 E-Tank. I'm not certain. Just going there with just Varia requires 2 tanks, logically.
Those pieces of logic, I think, are much more common in like the intermediate and advanced movement categories, which our highest trick levels are beginner for the tournament logic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's some higher level stuff to do things like Plane of Dark Warship with only Screw Attack and things like that, but none of those are in play for this tournament. The tournament is on beginner difficulty for... Oh wow, that was a really strong extended dash. What was I saying? It's it's designed for like openness, accessibility for players, but also just to throw in a few like simple tricks into there, like bomb jumps and things like that.
So now that they both have bombs, ZChaotix went to Agon Energy Controller, but went all the way back there because it's locked by bombs. Got Sunburst, which is not progression.
You know,
and Bash, I think, did not go that way. And,
no, Bash didn't go that way.
And is opening Portal Terminal.
I can agree with ZChaotix's play, just because you want Dark Beam going in here for in-cache 4, potentially. And if you're feeling, like, confident with your decision-making so far, which if I was ZChaotix I would be, then taking that detour to make the check is fine. Like, you know, it can potentially be game-breaking to come to Dark Aegon, not find Dark Beam, then go to the energy controller later, find Dark Beam, and then your progression ends up being an in-cache 4 and you missed out on it. It's just being safer.
Oh, I mean, there's also, yeah, I suppose it is safer. In Bash's case, he can hope that looks like just a missile in Crossroads. But he can hope that he ends up finding Amber Translator before he decides to go back there, and then can get the hint at Agon Energy Controller at the same time.
That is also true. Although, for hints, you can go worse with backtracking to a place to get a hint. Like Agon Energy Controller hint. It's not super out of the way. Especially because sometimes you end up going to mining station B specifically only for the hint, like late game.
Yeah, I might actually maybe say that might be a better thing to keep in mind for like if you're the lower execution player in the matchup, because then the seconds become more important.
Oh wow, okay. Room Closet Light Beam, that's convenient for Jump Guardian. Yeah, Loke here pointing out in chat, who's also tracking for us today, I should say, that a beam on the GFMC ship does mean that, or Dark Beam specifically anyway, does mean that a triple dip into GFMC was required, logically. It could have been skipped by using a missile expansion from Dynamo Chamber.
Okay.
So, you can explain the damage thing. I guess it was what you were about to do.
I don't feel like it.
So, Jump Guardian's hitbox is active before you enter the safe zone fight trigger, and Bash was just shooting it with a pattern of 2 light beam shots and a missile. So the light beam shots, uncharged, still do double damage to Jump Guardians. Does 30 per shot, and the missile also does another 30. I'm not sure if the hitbox takes burn damage.
Oh, it's 40 per shot. I don't believe the hitbox.
Oh, 40,
takes burn
right?
damage.
Sorry. I don't know how that works, but if you fire 10 of those, like those 2 light beam shots plus a missile, you'll get Jump Guardian down to low enough health to kill. And yeah, it's 40 for light beam, not 30, maybe.
Yeah, it's exact because each combo of 2 light beam plus 1 missile is 110, and that's 1/10 of Jump Guardian's HP.
Did I miss what was on Jump Guardian while explaining that? I think I did.
Yeah, I did too.
Well, we're gonna find out soon anyway. Don't worry about it, Loke here.
1100 HP is what was on Jump Guardian.
Jump Guardian was an Aegon key, okay. Interesting. So, ZChaotix and Bash, when they were getting this light beam, they're not taking their time waiting in safe zones. They know how much HP is required to move back, and the safe zones here are spread out like in extremely favorable like locations. Where ZChaotix is doing right now, actually, you can just kind of jump into the safe zone, and then you can get an ultra drop from the laid plots to the left there.
The ultra drop is honestly not really that important to get because you're going to be sitting in the safe zone.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, pummeling Jump Guardian for a while.
Then after that, you're going to have enough HP to be able to either jump or dash into the safe zone regardless. And when the fight's over, Jump Guardian always drops a ton of health, so you get a nice easy heal off of it.
But in general, the fact that you'll be likely to get ultra drops below 20% of your max HP. The fact that mechanic is in play does make a lot of like the safe zone Daredevil stuff like a better play than it would seem otherwise.
I didn't even consider this from Bash. It might have been better for him, like in his mindset, to wait to check Aegon Energy Controller, just because in case he finds Light Beam, he's already opened the front of labs, so he might feel compelled to do a backdoor. Like,
yeah, there's advantages and disadvantages to both. Yeah, to both. ZChaotix, I think, made kind of the safer. Like there's pros and cons to both options to do this earlier or later.
Yeah, it's difficult to call it safer too.
Yeah, it's actually fairly likely that you have to double back for it. I mean, like, you get screwed if it's exactly the item that you need to get something from the first section of Dark Aegon, but...
Yeah, like a Spider Ball or a Dark Beam. Did Bash go to Junction Site, by the way, or ZChaotix?
It was a missile.
Missile, okay. You usually would just want to peek that after Jump Guardian regardless. If you can see it, then you know whether or not you're going to have to come back later, and it might let you know if you have to expect Spider Ball or not. So, yep, time for the backdoor. Might see a dip into Sanctuary Spider Side, or it might be done later. While they don't have Spider Ball, Bash does know the trick to climb the Spider Track with Screw Attack, Space Jump, and Bombs. So if Bash decided to delay staying Spider Side until later, which it doesn't look like he's doing, obviously, that could have been an option.
Sorry, or what's is the trick you're talking about for exiting labs?
Exiting main reactor from the back without spider ball, like to the light door, using a 3BSJ and do a screw attack bonk.
Yeah, okay. So for people that don't know that trick, that's going into labs from the back is going to be a one-way risk until you get spider ball to leave, unless you open the sand gates in the front. Which no, yeah, Bash opened the sand gates in the front, so that's
yeah.
So oh, the risk is no, never mind.
The risk is just having to backtrack back over to Stank Spider's side from Aegon Temple.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the risk of like backdooring labs, but also that they have screw attack to open the dark crystals that would normally prevent you from leaving.
Yeah, that as well.
So doing that without dark beam is not as scary as it would be if they didn't have screw attack.
Oh yeah, Bash screw attacking into the tunnel to get the side up key early. That's actually not as hard as it looks. Once you like know how screw attack mechanics work with space jump and how it centers your height. Is that Ember Translator?
That is Dark Visor.
Oh,
that's Echo Visor.
Okay, that's interesting knowledge to know. Bash. I don't know if you're gonna make it, buddy. Okay, yeah, there you go.
It's kind of unfortunate because it's the one thing in this area that is in logic. I guess he's gonna get his health down to force a drop here, but
yeah.
Even so, it's tight.
With screw attack, it should be okay though. He might be able to just look at it and dip. I don't know.
I didn't see what was in Storage D if you checked it.
I guess we're gonna find out regardless.
Yeah,
we're not. No dark beam.
Well, no, you can look at it. You can open the door and look at it.
If did ZChaotix look at it though?
Oh, right. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, if you looked at it, you wouldn't
look at it again.
You want to double check what's in there real quick before leaving.
Yeah, so that's where Vanilla Dark Beam is, and Vanilla Dark Beam ends up there fairly often. Not this time though.
Yeah, opening up that location from a one-way, like if it's not Dark Beam, it ends up being a soft lock. Only requires a way to go up Mining Plaza and missiles and light beam, right? Yeah, that's it. That's all that's needed. So if dark beam ends up being placed there, which it can be because it's an early game progression item, then that that location is open.
That's probably why it's so common.
Bash probably regrets not picking up this energy tank before going into Stank Spider side. I know I would.
Did he see that E-tank? Because that should be a thing that you check first.
I don't think Bash saw it.
If you see it, you've got to grab it. I can't imagine seeing that E-tank and not grabbing it.
I think Bash is just trying to fight Dark Samus first. I'm actually not sure how much faster this is, if any at all. Because you can just take the elevator and then screw attack the wall that you're gonna screw attack regardless to leave, right? Because you're gonna be going up the elevator anyway. But maybe it is a little bit faster. Bash went out of bounds and then jumped onto the top of the room's collision. And then morphed to fall into the room.
ZChaotix worked back to start after I think it was the last thing they did, the Jump Guardian loop.
No, ZChaotix went to labs.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
So I think ZChaotix might be just checking the ship for Dark Beam, because Dark Beam is really good to have in labs. And if it's not something useful, I think ZChaotix might just reset the game to go back to labs, which is honestly an okay play. If you're gonna check the ship, you might as well check it now, because you definitely don't want to miss out on Dark Beam.
Oh yeah, sorry, I did.
Oh, and it's supers. Wow.
He reset out of the save station next to Dark Samus.
Yes, after sand processing. ZChaotix making a play and getting supers out of it, and now unfortunately he has to go all the way back to Aegon in order to keep those. But yeah,
that kind of sucks, but that's also pretty big at the same time. Assuming we don't Bash doesn't just get a stumble upon a hint for it really soon.
This is a big find. What's interesting to me at this point is what item will be in storage C, because with Screw Attack, that's currently in Logic, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if Dark Beam is in there, that has the potential to, like, that kind of decision making has the potential to decide a seed for sure.
The thing is, if it's Dark Beam, I think Bash gets forced back into the...
Yeah, Bash will get forced to the shift. It's just a time saver thing.
If it's something else really good, like if it's Gravity Boost and we end up having some good Laura Torvis stuff and Bash does not end up getting a hint for it, let's say, then that could really tip the seed.
I think Bash found Sonic Boom, main reactor. Very important. Now Bash is trying to do a bomb space jump to get out of the room a bit better. There you go. I wonder if Bash will make the same play, because we've talked before when like playing seeds and stuff, and exploring labs without Dark Beam is not always like a favorable play. Like, I don't like it personally. I want to usually check everything I can before I go to labs, as long as it's not super out of the way. And you know, there is a save station right here that you can use to come back if the ship isn't useful. And then you have the knowledge that you don't have to go back to GFMC compound again. Unless you like want the hint or something, or Sank entrance, but you know what I mean. You know that you don't have to make a detour there anymore.
Yeah, it kind of depends on whether you feel like taking like a 1.5 to 2 minute loss like up front right now, just for some security.
So yeah, I've never considered making the play that ZChaotix made, but I think it was a really, really good one. Oh, and there's the Sky Temple key again. That's the third one already, I believe. The tracker does say 2 before Bash is picking this up, but for some reason I have a feeling I saw 4, but I might just be dumb. Is it the 4th? Was there one that was seen but not picked up? Because it was Temple Assembly Site, it was Hall of Combat Mastery, this one.
Oh, yeah, Bash hasn't gotten Transport Access B.
Oh, Transport Access B, right, okay. And ZChaotix has not picked that up, and he hasn't gone to Spider Side yet, either. Okay, that makes sense.
The Transport Access B one you can just literally get anytime.
Oh,
almost.
Emerald. That's interesting. That also gives Bash the opportunity to get the Fortress Transport Access hint when going to get super missiles.
Yeah, so Emerald is not required to be placed in Logic this early in this seed for the item at Transport A access in Great Temple, because that was nothing.
Yeah, that was nothing. So it's interesting that it's placed here.
Anyway.
You're right. This could have been obtained like during the first dip into Aegon. Oh, and there's Amber as well. Wow. Okay. These could have been gotten so early. Both of these were logical. Immediately, I'm pretty sure.
Let's see. Need Light Beam for Amber. Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure with just Screw Attack and Beginner Standable Terrain, it's in Logic from the bottom.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So after you get Screw Attack, you have Space Jump, and you can use the Screw Attack to reach Command Center as well. So they were both here in play. Also, yeah, Darkseer pointing out Sky Temple Gateway might be in Logic now, which is why the keys are so early. Although, I guess not. They still need a beam to like open the portal, but that's currently the only item blocking them from going there, other than like potential health concerns.
Just trying to remind myself, we saw Bash saw Echo Visor in the cooling chamber. Couldn't grab it. Okay, yeah. That's not relevant right now, just noting it for later.
I believe Torvis from the front is also in Logic now. Although there isn't anything to do there because they currently don't have Gravity Boost for the item and they don't have Dark Beam to open the door. So in order to access Torvis they would either need Dark Beam, which could be in Torvus Lagoon if they find Gravity Boost, or they would need Boost Ball as well to access Torvus from the side.
Boost Ball seems more likely to show up because of Emerald.
Yeah, I think Boost Ball is more likely.
Boost Ball, Emerald, and Seekers.
What else is currently missing from our players other than, I guess, the super missile checks, right? Or being Warrior's Walk and Store at Sea are in play.
Oh yeah. Dark Beam could easily be
also Stand Cache.
A translator.
Cobalt in Vault. Okay.
Cobalt.
I think Bash is playing for hints. I think I would have done Sand Cache first, just in case it was Dark Beam, because then you can get the Mining Station V hint as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like double back a little bit. Like
yes, I mean Sand Cache was right there. You can scan the gate, and then while the gate is moving down, you can read the hint.
Like, the amber is also conspicuous. Like, why is it here?
Yeah, why is amber here placed like as potentially one of the first progression items after Space Jump and Screw Attack?
I still think Boost is probably the next thing that shows up, and I'm just guessing Dark Beam and Underground Tunnel. I'm going to be boring.
My internet just briefly died for like 5 seconds. Did anything interesting show up in Aegon Energy Controller?
Oh, Bash just got a useless hint.
A useless hint, okay.
Have we seen the portal terminal hint yet?
Nope, and it looks like it's the laying bombs hint.
I love when I mess up like the very start of a speedrun and the game thinks I don't know how to lay bombs, so it feels like it has to tell me. It's Bash doing this 3BSJ to get on this standable terrain here to grab this Torvus key.
Also, yeah, hey, grapple and sink might not be a useless hint. What if it's in, like, main gyro or something?
Because I just grapple, you know, just...
That's true. Inghive key 2. Great, thanks, Amber. Although that Amber translator does put, like, beating grounds and such into logic without supers for Bash. ZChaotix, yep, making the Warriors Walk play like I mentioned earlier. With Light Beam, you can access Battleground and such, so it routes in nicely.
I'm actually, yeah, honestly, I was partly throwing shade at grapple, but I genuinely am not sure.
Oh, that's Dark Beam. Warriors Walk, yep.
That hint is.
ZChaotix made the right play.
Oh, it's potentially useful if like, you scan
Oh, God.
I suppose they call it Warriors Walk for a reason.
That was close. Very close.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this room doesn't have any like blade pods to shoot. I think Warriors Walks. How does it work with the enemies? When did they appear? Is it like a second pass thing, or because this room does have what are they called? Inglets.
I did not know it had enemies.
Yeah, inglets can appear in Warriors Walk. Meditation Vista has a major upgrade. While that further proves our point that probably Boost Ball is going to be found shortly. That is dark ammo. I think ZChaotix is deciding to turn back. All the stuff in labs and dark labs are currently available now, except for in cache 2. So I think I might agree with ZChaotix's like idea to either grab energy here, or just leave Aegon and go like straight into Torvus from the front instead. Because like all the stuff in labs is accessible now, but now that you have Amber and you have Emerald Translator, it's probably better to just go to Torvus.
Bash just did that awesome screw attack bulk in Transport Center to get up the half pipe to I say sequence break to Torvus, but the Dark Beam did actually put the front of it in logic. So
yeah, Bash is playing the hint and also whatever major upgrade is in Meditation Vista. I think if this ends up being something like Boost Ball, it's gonna tell Bash that he's going the wrong way. He needs to turn around.
Oh yeah, it's not in logic for him because no supers. That's right.
He might get bailed out here actually by a potential hint for supers or Dark Beam. I think there's a chance of that happening.
I feel like I see supers hints in Torvus.
Nope. Yeah, that GFMC ship play by ZChaotix is paying off extremely well right now. This one's interesting because they've been playing for 45 minutes, so neither of them has, like, okay, neither of them has entered Torvus logically. Bash just entered Torvus for the first time, but yeah, they've been playing for 40 minutes, they have all the items, but they were placed in such weird locations.
Yeah, so dead end for Bash because of no Dark Beam, which he needs supers for.
That is Spider Ball? No, that looked like Boost. I think that's Boost Ball. I think I called it.
Oh,
Bash should turn around after this.
Yeah, it's gonna.
That
be
means that means that supers or Dark Beam. Oh, it's Spider Ball. Okay, never mind.
Oh, it's Spider.
That might lead Bash to go to Sanctuary. Oh, wait, no, Bash doesn't have Dark Beam to go past Dynamo Works. Never mind. But yeah, Bash does have access to Equivisor now.
He knows this isn't in logic anyways, so he should know to go back anyways.
Yeah, I think if you're missing like a major early game item such as Dark Beam, your best bet is to just stick to logic. Although, is Bash making like humongous brain play and checking Torvus Temple for Dark Beam? Don't know why. Is Bash wall crawling to the other side of Torvus as well? Okay, I guess he's doing that. I'm not sure I agree with it just because of the no Dark Beam. You should stick to logic because you still don't have access to like the Dark World and such. Like that's pretty huge.
He made a play similar to this last week, but it was going out of bounds past the Emerald Gate, right? I can't remember.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, he found supers there.
That hint just said that a progressive suit could be found. It was either 2 or 3 rooms away from Cobalt. 3 rooms away from Cobalt? Okay, so 3 rooms away from Vault. Grand Abyss, Watch Station, so it could be Cat West, it could be Sentinel's Path, and it could be Watch Station Access. So that's pretty good information to have, honestly.
That narrows it down really well, yeah. Since Vault is a dead-end room.
Yeah, only one of those locations is bad right now.
Sentinel's Path, yeah.
Sentinel's Path is bad. I don't think ZChaotix knows about Equivisor either. Although might find out about that soon? Question mark? Nope.
Yeah, he's not going towards Sanctuary.
So
no
I
Spider,
guess,
like it kind of it's a big detour for this point.
Bash getting the power bomb item, the 100% speedrun wall crawl on, getting a Sky Temple key out of it.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, this is where you get your first early power bomb in 100%.
I should maybe explain how out of bounds works just a little bit. So every room, it's inside of this like cube container. You might call it a box, maybe. And outside of the boundaries of those like defined boxes, the game's physics don't apply. So essentially you're basically just like walking around in a void, slowly rising up, like ever so slightly, you can barely notice. And when you walk back into the like box of the room where the physics apply, you have a 3-frame window, about 1/20th of a second. Yeah, because it's a 60 FPS game. To input B, and you can get a jump. And that's how you see players like climbing the edges of rooms. They flick into outside, like into the boundaries of the box, jump, and near the peak that they jump, they flick back in to keep all that height. And right now, Bash is stuck at the bottom of this room, Great Bridge. When you fall to the bottom of boxes, you kind of like fall through them a little bit, depending on how much speed you have going through. And in order to get a jump, you need to do the thing I mentioned where you press B within the first 3 frames of entering the box. But this time, you're entering the box from the bottom instead of from the side. Bash is just trying to find the Aether, the area where the physics don't apply, so you can continue scaling the room. Have a good night, Dark Zero. It is getting kind of late now, yeah. I don't know when Bash saved last, but reloading a save at this point might be a good idea. And just leave with the knowledge. I mean, the 2 things Bash picked up, being Spider and a Sky Temple key, are not currently in logic for him. And ZChaotix is not going to check hints yet. That's fine play by me. Checking hints with this amount of HP could be scary. And it's probably better to just save in Torvis first, honestly.
Yeah, you also maybe avoid the classic, read 8 of your hints and then die.
Yeah, that's a horrible scenario. And yeah, we already knew about the Quadraxis hint. Bash screw attacked into the tunnel and Hall are dead to read that early. Yeah, Bash is currently trying to scale Great Bridge. This room can be kind of awkward, just because the box ward is like rather big, and then there's also the water on the edges that can make jumping like underneath it, and like until you go above the water, jumping around it could be kind of bad without gravity boost. And because the doors in this room, I'm pretty sure, are all proximity load triggers, meaning that the adjacent rooms to this room will load once you like approach the door and get like close to it. There's no like specific load trigger that you need to touch to load these rooms. And so if you're just moving around the box, like looking for different edges to jump up, you might end up loading another room, and then that room's box might interfere with your Aether. Specifically, the room Bash came from, Temple Access and Torvis, even though that room is just a Morph Ball tunnel, it has a massive box.
Boost is in Torvis Lagoon.
Yeah, Boost Ball. Well, ZChaotix is going to be doing air underwater to get this.
Oh, he's in an air underwater situation again, just like his last race.
So, I guess a brief explanation of air underwater. If you morph the frame, the camera enters water, just like that, and the camera stays underwater, like it doesn't go up out of the water and re-enters it, you'll be able to screw attack while underwater. You still have like the bad, like slow water physics. You're just able to screw attack, and the visual like effect of the water doesn't persist.
Yeah, it seems like it just doesn't toggle one of the flags properly for what your movement items are supposed to do. So like you can actually do air underwater in reverse and be able to use gravity boost above the water instead, which is something that we saw in a couple of races.
ZChaotix is now going to start exploring Torvis, so it seems like a pretty safe bet to switch the audio over. Dark Aegon and Aegon.
Bash is not having a great time here, unfortunately. This is one of the risks of trying to do out of bounds, is that you can end up in a situation like this, and you have to get back in bounds to escape from it, really.
Yeah.
There some rooms are much easier to deal with than others.
It looks like Bash finally found the edge of the Aether box. Although, like I said, now abandoned worksite has loaded, so Bash is going to have to move to the edge of the abandoned worksite box in order to get a jump.
We also have to have enough experience to like have a good idea of where the edges of all the rooms boxes are, and you can't see them. So this is something you have to put a lot of time into learning.
Yeah, it's completely all like just memorization, trial and error, that kind of stuff. So what Bash did to go inbounds there was have the room transition to abandoned worksite. That was the current room that was active. And when you have the map, or you have a room that's loaded but the map isn't on it, the collision for the room doesn't like function the same way. I don't actually know why that is the case. Maybe it has to do with just saving like resources or something. That's just a guess.
My guess would be that's like the simplification.
It's just like a simplification for like the calculations and stuff like that, maybe. But a side effect of that is that if you have enough speed going into some sloped ceilings, you can clip into them by unmorphing after you like fall into them a little bit. So that's what Bash did. Bash clipped into a great bridge when the room is transitioned to abandoned worksite. ZChaotix found a suit in Torva's temple, which means it is definitely time for Sky Temple key hints after reading this Emerald hint, of course, because it's kind of out of the way otherwise.
The weird collision from rooms that you're not transitioned to that allows you to see the link warp, and it reminds me like a little bit of like storage in Wind Waker.
Yeah, it does. Also, 2 new Sky Temple keys on each of their screens at the same time. Torvus is stacked.
The Morbus is guarding an energy tank. And I'm pretty sure that thing's in Mining Plaza from what we saw when they looked at it.
I'm not sure why Bash is going out of bounds here. Was it just for the Sky Temple key? I mean, he doesn't have a beam to like use this portal and access stuff in Dark Torvus, so he's just getting the key and jumping back out.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like playing under some kind of hope that Dark Beam's in a really bad spot, so that this key would route poorly back in later.
Yeah, I don't think ZChaotix is going to grab this key right now, and I don't think he grabbed Great Bridge either. So ZChaotix will just come back here later after hints and grab those for sure. There's a safe station right here to use, and looks like they're going to high five here too for a brief moment.
Yeah, I mean, when you saw Bash ceiling warp back in bounds, he had to go touch the door to transition properly back into this room. Because you can't scan things that aren't in the room that the game thinks you're in.
Okay, so Bash finally finds Boost Ball. That should tell Bash that entering Torvus from the side is not logical, and that in order to enter from the front, he needs Dark Beam. Meaning that Dark Beam is not in Torvus. And no, Bash doesn't have supers. He does have the Spider Ball, so there is still potentially hope.
ZChaotix, I guess, is going to go right for that after he gets hints, because I'm pretty sure ZChaotix got the hint. That was
ZChaotix read the Meditation Vista hint, yeah. That's correct.
But yeah, so we have, so Bash does not have, what was it, Calling Chamber he does not have but knows about, so that's 6 keys we've accounted for. So we have 30 unknowns.
I believe so. No, there should be 7 because Bash doesn't have Calling Chamber and he doesn't have Torvus Energy Controller. So that's 7 keys.
Oh, I didn't notice there was a key there. Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. So there's only 2 keys that we don't know about. And there's potential they're in a bad spot that requires like Annihilator and Echo, of which we only know where Echo is, or like something like Dark Visor. But
it's really unlikely that these also, like, we have a lot of game explored sorry, we have a lot of game unexplored still. That really isn't that bad.
There is also potential that those 2 keys are in an excellent spot, like a really, really good spot, and the seed can be done like within an hour, 15 minutes or something.
You know, that reminds me, actually, Dark Zero is telling me, hey, why are you saying that the grapple hint was not useful? I'll get back to that in a minute, but...
Transit tunnel south. Well, there you go.
Okay. Well, we tried.
And Planet Dark Warship. Okay, those 2 are not that bad.
Transit tunnel south, like, pretty sure we don't know Annihilator, so...
No, I don't believe we've seen anything that tells us where Annihilator would be, so... ZChaotix realizing, yeah, it's probably faster for me to just do a soft reset. I agree. Although, maybe it's better to die to the eyes at this much HP? I have no idea, honestly. Yeah, Bash heading to GFMC because he knows that he should know that Dark Beam cannot be in Torvis, so he's just gonna grab these super missiles and then realize, oh, well, now it's time for me to do Warrior's Walk and store at sea, and hopefully head into that direction, because while super missiles do give him access to Torvis, they don't let him do anything past Torvis Lagoon, logically. Although we're going to read a new hint here on Bash's end as well. I don't think ZChaotix has picked this up yet. Chica's Cannonball. Nice.
It's 2 races in a row.
Yeah, we had that sometime last week, I'm pretty sure.
Well, that was the race earlier today, too.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
The DCR Velotor one had Cannonball Chica?
I made a joke about how it was self-locking Cannonball.
That is very funny. That's at least the 4th time it's happened this tournament, by the way.
Okay, so we're not doing Chica. We're also not getting Cannonball.
I don't know. There's still potential to get Cannonball. No.
Anyways, what I was gonna say about the grapple hint is that the grapple hints, like grapple and Sanctuary Fortress being hinted at, could mean that the generator just like ran out of progression items.
Oh yeah, you're right. So the generator just picked other major upgrades to hint at, like the grapple or the suit, because Screw Attack was required to get bombs, so that's obviously the logical progression. So grapple beam doesn't unlock any locations. That is correct.
Yeah, Screw Attack was required very early.
Screw Attack required super early, so grapple beam by itself doesn't unlock anything, meaning that the logic chain is probably not very long.
So
Annihilator might be in a good spot.
With that, I'm actually surprised that we got an STK hint that requires 2 items that we don't know yet. I'm surprised that happened.
Oh, gravity boost and Annihilator. I forgot about that. You're right. I'm not sure if ZChaotix knows how to skip gravity boost for that. They might.
That requires the wall crawl, right?
You don't have to wall crawl. You can just do the 1 room thing, and then ceiling warp into an adjacent room or something. You just have to Screw Attack into the tunnel if you have Annihilator beam.
Oh, okay, yeah. If you have Annihilator beam, okay, I see.
Yeah, I didn't mean skipping Annihilator beam. Who would be crazy enough to do that in a race?
Oh, gee, I don't know.
Now that ZChaotix has Spider Ball, it wouldn't surprise me to see ZChaotix go for the Hall of Combat Mastery key, and then like loop around Sank, grab that suit potentially, and then also maybe grab Cobalt. You know what I mean? Because Cobalt's in Vault.
I forgot about Cobalt.
You can use it to figure out where Gravity and Annihilator are.
Yeah, that's a very good point, because then you could read all the Sanctuary hints.
Yeah, you have to go to Sanctuary anyway for Hall of Combat Mastery, and ZChaotix has to go to Aegon anyway for bioenergy production. Why not go to Labs?
Sorry, it was a suit that was Was
Adjacent to Cobalt, yes, 3 rooms away. And yeah, Bash is gonna find Dark Beam now as well. Good. That puts Bash on the right path. And with Boost Ball and Spider, so the only thing Bash missed out on from Torvus is the suit. So I mean, you know, there's still potential for Bash in this case.
Yeah, so he
knows
where the other one is pretty easily.
Yeah, from this stage, Bash can go into Sanctuary right now. He's picked up everything from Taurus except for the energy controller key. That's the only thing he has to go back to Taurus for right at this point. So, I mean, even if the out of bounds didn't go as well as Bash might have hoped, it still might actually end up being okay. It's just an execution-based thing at this point. Although ZChaotix does have the advantage of already having Sky Temple key hints.
Yeah, this is going to depend a little bit on where Annihilator or the Annihilator hint ends up. I'm assuming that Bash is not going to try and skip Annihilator.
I'm not sure. Bash probably feels really behind at this point. If I was Bash and I got stuck in Great Bridge for how long was it? Like 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more. I might consider wall crawling Transit Tunnel South. And Bash watched me do it.
That's
so
true.
He knows how to do it then.
I just think there's a sense of irony in losing a lot of time to messing up a wall crawl and then deciding that the solution to that is to do more wall crawling.
Yeah, I think that's really funny. I think, is Bash going to go for hints, or is he going to enter Torvus again? If he goes to Torvus and starts doing the normal loop, then he'll find the suit and the STK right after that, or, you know? And then he'll be right on track with Torvus already cleaned up. So he does not have to come back to Torvus at all. Also, you know what might scare me a little bit? You know how our logic chain is short?
Yeah.
So if your logic chain is short, I really doubt that it's like... Okay, so we know that at least Grapple was hinted at, like uselessly, right? Like it wasn't useful for anything. The odds of something else being hinted at that isn't useful are pretty low, and Cobalt was hinted at. So Cobalt might be useful in logic, and so might the suit that was also hinted at.
I don't know, like I feel like if it ran out of stuff to hint at and ended up hinting at Grapple, then I feel like Cobalt could just as easily have been hinted at uselessly.
Yeah, but Grapple cannot be hinted at usefully. It has to be a useless hint. So I'm just saying, like, the odds of having 2 or 3 useless hints versus
you think
one.
You think the odds of having multiple useless hints are not high?
The odds of having multiple useless hints are not high. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. An hour and 7 minutes in, Annihilator Beam is in Sank Map Station.
Oh, with the other suit being
Yes.
Well, the Torvus suit's not hinted so far, right?
Yeah, so far we haven't found a hint for the Torvus suit.
We already need one for Plane of Dark Worship. So, oh, hello. Annihilator is just chilling in Venomous Bond.
God damn it! Wait, was that already seen? Oh, you saw it. I wasn't paying attention.
I guess I didn't see it. Chat saw it like a minute before I did. I didn't see it.
Okay, no.
It's
It's fine. Listen, Gravity Boost is in Sank Map.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
It's fine.
ZChaotix. So, like, I think ZChaotix probably would not try to do an out of bounds.
Probably not.
I don't like even the one room in Transit Tunnel South. I don't think.
You have to.
I wouldn't do it. I don't.
You have to steal and walk back in, and those rooms in Lower Torvus suck. They suck. They are bad rooms. Bash is trying to very carefully check hints, but it's so hard with the items that Bash has. He's gonna have to sit in this safe zone for a while. Like there isn't a way around it. Oh wait, Bash also only needs to read 3 hints. I just realized.
That's very true. Oh boy, so he's gonna. He
fine.
should be fine. Like it's like
fine.
it's like 17 energy per hint.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
a
I
little
realized.
more if they're far apart, but he should be able to read them all.
Listen, Bellator, I have nothing to lose by just throwing out these blatant accusations like this. At least I'm putting some thinking into my and like reasoning into my guesses. I'm not like, you know what? Gravity boost?
It's an airy.
It's an airy. That's definitely where it is. I mean, if it is, then I'll, eat my shorts, but whatever.
That would require a longer logic chain, Dark Visor and Echo. Or not Dark Visor.
Yeah, that's also true. Oh, there's Dark Visor. That should be a. Oh, yes. Bash read all 3 hints, right? There's no way he didn't. He's good. He had like 70 health at least. Yes, that was the planned death. It's just to go back to a save and be able to, like, obviously going back to a save station in Aegon is better than being in Sky Temple Crowns and having to go all the way back. The point wasn't to scan them. The point was to gain information to be able to complete the seed more efficiently. That's all.
Okay, so we know everything relevant except for location of gravity boost.
Yep. It's funny, we know about everything except gravity boost, and gravity boost is currently the only thing that's like potentially needed.
I really just thought gravity boost is going to be. Oh, gravity boost is locking boost. I forgot about that.
Oh my god, you're right. Yeah, gravity boost is locking boost.
So it can't be. It definitely can't be an area.
It can't be. No, it can't be.
It can't be locked by Cobalt. Yeah, you're right. So it can't. Yeah. See, so the
How did I not realize that? How did I not realize that? Oh my god.
Because I think just a lot of stuff was going on when we saw the boost ball in Torvus Gate. It was relevant to a lot of other ways, in terms of knowing, like,
it was
information for Bash and Bash's logic.
Yeah, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Okay, well, gravity boost is not locked behind boost ball. Hopefully ZChaotix realized that, whereas we didn't.
What if it's just an Hydro Dynamo? That would be really funny.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be kind of convenient, honestly.
Oh, it'd be very good. I think it'd be really bad for Bash, I think.
I mean, the best case scenario is that gravity boost is either in Hydro Dynamo Station or it's in honestly, yeah, vanilla.
That would be really interesting and really annoying at this point, I guess.
No, I don't know. It's the best location because then you're able to get the key now. You don't have to come back here later, and you don't have to go to the Dark World either.
I mean, yeah, but like making a decision to do it, I suppose.
You do have Spider Ball as a failsafe to come out.
That's true, but like if Hydro Chamber had anything else, you would just reset out of it. I don't think you want anything else right now. Oh, ZChaotix does not know Echo is in Calling Chamber, so does not know that that's outstanding.
ZChaotix finding Annihilator, by the way, is potentially really good because ZChaotix found it on their way to pick up the Sky Temple key via inbounds for Portal Chamber, whereas Bash got it out of bounds. So currently Bash, from the Sky Temple key hands, doesn't have any incentive to go into Upper Dark Torvus to find Annihilator Beam. Which further stretches my point that unless Bash goes to get Cobalt hints, I think he might actually just get Transit Tunnel South right now. I think he might do it.
Yeah, this would be.
And if he does,
to do it.
And if he does do this right now, doesn't that put him into go mode?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
The only thing we care about is gravity boost right now. See, it'd be really interesting if, like, this isn't maybe a thing he would do normally from a good position. Nice air underwater.
Yeah.
It's air underwater is faster option. I guess he's not going to do the locks. He's just going to play directly for hints.
Yeah. ZChaotix decided to go back to Aegon for bioenergy key and is going to probably route it into Sank Spider side. That's a better idea than going through lower Torvus into main research, I think. It's probably better.
Dark Torvus key hint.
We also haven't seen anything in Dark Labs other than Battleground. Nothing in there.
It's kind of weird to leave that so late on both players'
I don't know.
sides.
I did it on my race just because I had all the progression beforehand and I didn't want to risk like just going back there for no reason. And by the end of the seed, when I was just looking for supers, I had debated on going back to Dark Labs, but ultimately just decided against doing it and just skipping it. Because if I don't find it, then I made a big detour for no reason. But like on the other side, there's the fact that like those checks have been open for so long that it might have been placed there.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's just, I feel it's relatively uncommon to see it not done in races.
Yeah, Bellator, I agree. Dark Labs has been pretty barren for me in almost every seed. Like, the location that has had progression for me most often is actually in Cache 2. But yeah, ZChaotix is making the Dark Labs play looking for Gravity Boost. I think it's okay, because it brings you to main reactor anyway, right? So I think ZChaotix might regret heavily wait, Boost Ball being hinted at. Was Boost Ball required for anything? Yeah, no, not meditation histologically. What was it required for? With no tricks?
I don't know.
Is it nothing? Am I being silly right now? I honestly have no idea.
I think the randomizer can also just like place things and not put anything behind them, and still consider it part of the
Boost Ball I guess was required for Dark Visor. Yeah, but nothing that we. Is Dark Visor pickable with
Dark Gravity Boost is in Cat West. That's a really good hint to read in Training Chamber.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's amazing.
That gives us respect to Bash, I think.
Yep, because ZChaotix is going to be going back to. Wait, ZChaotix didn't read that hint when they were in Lower Torvus?
Were they even? I don't think they went to Lower Torvus.
Did they not? Oh, I guess, yeah. I guess they didn't. Or, no. Yeah, checked Hydro Dynamo Station and then left. Like, back up the elevator to Aegon.
Oh, okay. I don't like that.
I would have read the hints, absolutely. Those hints are, like, even... It's a little awkward without Gravity Boost. But, like, it's doable. You can do it. If you have... Did ZChaotix... Yeah, ZChaotix knows how to do air underwater. They did it for Boost Ball, so, like, it's possible. So now, at this point, Bash is only looking for Annihilator Beam. I think Bash is going to do that loop to get the... He's missing a key, right? Oh, he's missing Echo, and then he knows about Cobalt, he knows about the suits, potentially. Is there anything else in Torvus or Sank that he hasn't picked up yet? Oh, there's the grapple. Great. I'm pretty sure the only thing Bash is coming here for is Gravity Boost, and then also potentially looking for Annihilator Beam. If Bash goes around to Cat West and doesn't find Annihilator, then maybe he'll do the wall crawl. Maybe. It would be easier with Gravity Boost. Yeah, Annihilator is in Venomous Pond, and Bash doesn't have incentive to go there unless he finds a hint, which he could.
You'd have to get Cobalt.
Cobalt is in the vault, which Bash can get, and then, go around in a loop and read all the hints. Bash doesn't have to go back to Aegon at all. And does Bash have 6 keys, or he has 7 now at this point, right? Because didn't he pick up Torvus Energy Controller? That should give him 7 keys. Am I wrong? Because he had 6 when he read hints, and he wasn't able to check the Torvus Energy Controller until after. So yeah, Bash has 7 keys right now, not 6. 5 Dynamo Works is the energy transfer module. Nice.
Yeah, so ZChaotix's like labs is just gonna be a complete bust.
Which is highly unfortunate. But I mean, this could have been avoided had ZChaotix just played the hints.
Yeah, if he had played for hints at the time that he was in Lower Torvus, he'd be ahead right now.
Because we're in an interesting situation. Like, ZChaotix has Annihilator, which Bash is gonna need a hint to find. But then Bash also might skip Annihilator. Like, I don't know, the seed's gonna be really close.
Yeah, Vault takes some time to do all the spinners and stuff.
Bash should know that Eerie can not have gravity boost, but Eerie can have Annihilator. So, I mean, Bash could go to Eerie looking for Annihilator, but that won't happen. It just won't, because Bash feels behind. He's not gonna make an Eerie play just to look for it when he can instead just go get Cobalt from Vault and read those hints instead. And is the suit gonna be in here? Yep, okay, so the suit is not locked behind the Annihilator. So once we saw the Cat West hint, the suit could have only been here or Sentinel's Path.
Alright, he's going for Vault.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that's the objective correct play at this point.
I wonder if ZChaotix is in a mindset now where like he wants to avoid Torvus hints and hopes that they're useless, because if they were helpful, then he's lost. It's going to sink now.
That's the point, though. I think it's so odd that ZChaotix skipped it, because Lower Torvus is where one of the keys is. So wouldn't you want to read the hints, find out how close the item you need, being gravity boost, to get those is, and then potentially go grab it and come back if it's close?
I think his just one play was that he only cared if gravity boost was like right in Hydro Dynamo, and then
I don't know, if you're committing to going down the elevator, then you might as well keep going.
Like it might have actually changed his decision if he didn't have Annihilator at that point. He might have felt like hints were the better play, Lower Torvus hints.
I also want to clarify, maybe just point out, Bash is not making a gamble right now. That what Bash is doing right now is the objective safest play at this point.
I think there's almost a guaranteed Annihilator hint.
Yeah, there has to be one.
I'm not like 100% sure if I'm correct, but like I think actually there is a guaranteed Annihilator hint.
And I'm pretty sure it has to be. Well, not has to be. It could be for Bash's knowledge. It could be somewhere else. I think. Did he do Mining Station B? He might have. I'm not certain. Charge combo and Temple Cards.
That's funny. The supers that he isolated long ago. So for people coming in late, the reason that we're saying that is because we had a hint for Grapple Beam in Sanctuary Fortress, and that was far beyond a point where Screw Attack was already required to get bombs from Chamber Gateway. So
Bash is gonna have to go all the way around now to read hints. I think I would have probably delayed getting the gravity boost first to read the other hints. Yeah, because now Bash has to go all the way around back to Sync Energy Controller to get that hint potentially. But I don't know, Bash was probably hoping for it. Like, Bash probably feels behind, so he's trying to make it a more optimal play and hope that the main research hint talked about Annihilator. Because then now he would be close to 2 elevators, essentially.
Yeah, you take a bit more risks, trying to save a bit more time here and there, and hope that like the better path works out instead of taking something slightly safer.
Bash, unfortunately... Oh no, he doesn't know about Annihilator, so by his knowledge, this could be Annihilator, potentially.
Yeah, so we know everything right now except the hint locations themselves.
ZChaotix is checking Hive Gyro Chamber for gravity boost. Yep, ZChaotix forgoing the hint, so I guess he's gonna just be checking everything in Sank, looking for gravity boost after checking everything in Dark Labs. E-Tank.
This is so interesting.
It's gonna be such a close race.
He's gonna find the gravity boost. He's gonna find it in Cat West. He should also know not to do Airy. Thanks, Night Barbs, for getting in the way of Seekers.
Yep. I mean, he could pull a me and not check Cat West, which was Cat West was the supers I needed to finish.
Well, like the thing is, you were in go mode.
That's true. At that point,
already.
I was essentially in go mode at that point.
Oh, Annihilator hit at Sanctuary entrance. That would
suck.
Yeah, that would be like that's just not really viable right now.
Why is it always the stupid Sank entrance hint? Like, just make that useless. That hint sucks.
No, that's why it has to be useful, because it has to create drama like this.
Yeah. Okay, Bash is not checking Sank energy controller hint and such. Then he's going straight back to lower Torvis with gravity, or not? Oh, he doesn't want to die. Yeah, I can agree with. These things are a pain. They do so much damage. I just noticed too that Bash only has 2 energy tanks, which Bash picked up like within the first 25 minutes, by the way. I'm pretty sure, because Bash got the energy tank from Hive Chamber B, right? And then Bash got the second energy tank after Sank Spider Side in Vent Area A. It hasn't gotten an energy tank since.
Oh wow, you're right. Luckily he has light suit, so it's not going to be a big problem at any point.
Yeah, ZChaotix is doing something that I did in my first race, where you don't know the location of the last item that you need, so you're just full clearing in hopes that you find it. Transit Tunnel South is not a complete nightmare to get out of bounds with Annihilator Beam anyway. If you don't have Annihilator Beam, you're going to have to wall crawl to the room, either from a different transit tunnel by spear taking out of bounds, or using the save station Secret World. And yes, Transit Tunnel East is the nightmare out of bounds. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that one requires a bit of load delay. A little bit. I don't know exactly how that one works, because I've never done it before. And yeah, I think Bash is going to go for it. I don't really see a reason why else you would save here.
Oh boy, ZChaotix is going to check Sentinel's path. I find this really funny with like how deep Annihilator and Echo were.
ZChaotix is going to find it and then go to lower Torvis, and they're going to be neck and neck at that point. Okay, I guess Bash is not going for it. Or, no, maybe he is. Maybe he's just going out of bounds, not with the save station, and he's going to instead transition to Gathering Hall from Transit Tunnel West. Yeah. Why else would you be going to Transit Tunnel West right now? These rooms have really awkward collision above the doors, and transitioning to Gathering Hall and Catacombs from east and west transit tunnels can be kind of annoying. And there we go, ZChaotix is going to be really, really happy about that.
Okay, and Bash gets the screw tank to the tunnel.
They are neck and neck right now. What other key are they missing besides this one again?
I don't remember.
Plane of Dark Worship, right? Well, that routes perfectly after a save warp. So, okay, Bash did get the Gathering Hall transition. You know what? I should probably just start doing this instead. To be quite honest with you, it's probably better than the save station Secret World. Although one can be done without screw attack, so okay.
This is way closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be
their
really tight.
ZChaotix has to do the boost past the statue.
Okay, Bash did find the Aether box, so Bash is going to be able to jump on top of the door and transition the room. And then at that point, you're just doing a 100% strat. In the speedrun, I should say. 100% speedrun. Yep, use the... I guess you can also morph. Hit the proximity load.
ZChaotix takes a while to do inbounds, too.
It does. The same
You have to go
room.
through like 3 for water jets.
How is Bash not getting this transition? I've never struggled to get this. I don't... Maybe you just... There you go. That was really weird. That room is not supposed to be hard to transition. Maybe Bash just got stuck on something dumb. Just checking the map to make sure he's on the right room, and... Now they're
both in the same room, sort of.
This is crazy. So yeah, Bash is going to be doing his Aether jumping closer to the Sky Temple key because the box is in a like more favorable position visually to like interpret. Bash did fall down a little bit, so he's going to have to wait to get a jump, just like that. And just jump up the Aether and grab the key. And as long as Bash gets the ceiling warp, that is going to put him very, very slightly ahead. Yeah, the final bosses are on, so we might have a tournament seed that is decided entirely by the final bosses. As Bash,
Bash is back in bounds.
That's crazy. Wow.
Ahead.
Bash executed that so much better than I did on Tuesday. And now it's just time for a save orb in the Plane of Dark Worship. I'm pretty sure in terms of real time it is also faster to after getting Plane of Dark Worship you continue through landing site to get to Sky Temple grounds, so you don't go through Great Temple because that requires another 2 elevators. Also, yeah, 2 energy tanks with light suit is not a problem for final bosses at all.
Yeah, I think Bash has the execution advantage too. So,
Yeah.
But really, Dark Samus could go any kind of way.
I guess we can switch the audio on back then. Pretty crazy race, honestly. One of the most interesting ones I've seen so far this tournament, for sure. Especially because people watching.
Oh, he still has to get the. Wait, no, never mind. I'm being silly. Sorry.
No.
He's going. They have to get the Planet Dark Worship key. I was thinking because I remember there was a key in here, and I thought maybe they didn't get it.
Wait, you're right. Did Bash get it?
Yeah.
He did. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to underestimate ZChaotix in this either, especially when final bosses are still a factor. These two are neck and neck. It's going to be so close.
It looks ZChaotix caught up a little bit, and I'm not really sure how, or maybe he wasn't as far behind as I thought. I guess the portal is like literally 10 seconds long, so that it's deceptively long.
This is going to be so good. Although Bash's movement in Planet Dark Worship is a bit better. Screw attack, for reference, only like in order to get the most speed out of screw attack, you kind of have to spam the screw attacks as fast as possible. And even then, the screw attack still is only about the speed of rolling regularly with Morph Ball. Boost Ball and doing a couple wall boosts to stay morphed is preferable almost every single time. And yeah, we should also point out that in order for a tie to happen, they need to finish within 3 seconds of each other, I'm pretty sure. Okay, both of them doing the faster RTA movement to reach the end.
Yeah.
I don't believe it will be the first tie. I'm pretty sure there has been a tie in the previous tournament. I don't remember between who, but I'm pretty sure there was a tie. And Bellator confirming for me that it is within 3 seconds of each other for a tie to happen. So Bash was one of the people involved in the tie. That's so funny.
Is it Bash and THK?
Bash and THK? You know what? That actually sounds about right, I think.
I just remember Bash and THK kept getting matched up over and over again in the Prime 1 tournament and in the Prime 2 tournament.
Yeah, Bash getting a tie would be pretty insane, especially after what happened in Great Bridge. I was gonna say earlier that the people watching this don't know, but in the race time chat about 45-50 minutes ago, Bash said he might forfeit if he got stuck in Great Bridge any longer, and even after posting that, he still endured it for like another minute and a half or something. So props to him for sticking through it, pushing on, doing a lot of like really difficult tricks and pulling them off in order to pull ahead. That's going to be a big confidence booster if Bash ends up pulling out the win.
Yeah, this is why you keep playing.
Yeah, you have to keep playing.
As much as it sucks sometimes.
I also just really like the concept of like finishing it out regardless, you know? I mean, it's different if it's going to take you like 3 or 4 hours, but like that's not the case. These two are like experienced players. They know what they're doing. It's not going to take them longer than 2 hours no matter what happens. Like with a seed like this. Which is why like when I was playing Diggle, I had a feeling that I might lose like about halfway through it, but I decided that even if I did, I would still finish regardless of whether or not I still had stuff to do.
Yeah, that's how my last race went too.
Bash getting these sunbursts into super missiles. I've literally never seen anyone do this before. And it looks like he's not going to be able to get the one cycle out of it.
That's funny. Because he missed a super.
He missed a super and got hit. If you do one of those things, you can still finish it with the one cycle. Like if you get hit, but you never miss a super, you're fine. If you do both, you're probably toast.
It also requires scan canceling at least one super, right?
No, it doesn't. I don't
really?
scan cancel my supers.
Okay, ZChaotix also uses
they're
sunburst.
So close.
Yeah, ZChaotix has an opportunity to catch up here if he doesn't get. Oh, that
sucks. I think that's still me.
Oh, he can still. Oh, he missed that second super. No, I'm actually really sad that he missed.
Yeah, that's really really unfortunate. I was gonna make a joke like what if ZChaotix gets like a good one cycle fight and then like they both don't get centered in the race ends up being decided by inglets on EI2. But I mean, it still could. You never know. I mean, ZChaotix might not have done Annihilator spam. Maybe they feel more comfortable with super missiles. That's why I don't use Annihilator personally. I mean, there's still Emperor 3 and there's still Dark Samus, so definitely don't count ZChaotix out of this. It's gonna be really close.
Yeah, that wasn't a great screw attack for him.
Yeah, not a great first screw attack. And not getting off a screw attack when Emperor jumps is often annoying. You can do a lot of damage in the air if you do it correctly. ZChaotix not getting a great screw attack either. But Bash ends up finishing the fight.
Yeah, I feel like they just ended up getting really similar fights so far.
Oh, and Bash getting almost falling off the lip there.
Actually, ZChaotix, I think, is going to lose time in this fight compared to Bash.
I mean, getting centered is still a thing. If ZChaotix knows how to do DS4 skip and ends up getting it when Bash doesn't, that...
It is not trivial to execute on DS4 skip.
Yeah, DS4 skip is...
Even if you get the luck for it.
You need to execute that properly in order to take advantage of like the favorable luck of not getting centered immediately.
Look at Bash having skipped Annihilator and has to do the any percent strat for the Super Missile and 4 Dark Beam shots.
I always do that anyway because I'm not used to using Annihilator. It's a foreign beam.
So I speedrun a Super Metroid ROM pack that has 25 missile doors. So I'm actually I'm actually used to spamming the 25 shots.
Oh, and Bash gets centered immediately. Bash didn't pick up any of the 2 visors, whereas ZChaotix does have the option of using Dark Visor to make DS4 skip a little easier.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice he had no visors. That doesn't like make the difference too often. It's not nearly as bad as like.
ZChaotix did do the setup to do damage correctly with Annihilator Beam, so it's gonna be really close.
Yeah, ZChaotix could just end it right here.
Oh,
that screw attack bonk is not great. You don't want to see that, but it does do some damage.
Oh, he's using Dark Beam. I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's. I think it's gonna be too slow.
Yeah, Dark Beam is not a very fast method of doing Dark Samus 4. Like, it's still faster than doing Dark Samus 3, potentially, but the damage output that you're doing with how long it takes is just not worth it.
Yeah, Bash needs one more shot here. This could come down to RNG for him, though.
Oh my god.
This Super Missile is not going to kill.
And...
Wow.
Wow.
ZChaotix finishes with the race time of 1:40.41, winning by 14 seconds.
14 seconds, getting DS4 skip with Dark Beam. Wow. We need both of them in here immediately.
Yeah, this was a crazy watch for the ending for us, and a lot of drama going on. But like, unfortunately, the way that Bash lost time in the seat is not something that you'd feel good about finishing really close to your opponent like that. So
yeah. Whereas I always hate sending invites to people who aren't Discord friends. Hang on, I'll get ZChaotix in here. Just give me a moment. Where's the invite button? There we go. Okay. ZChaotix should have an invite now, and so should Bash. That was absolutely nutty.
Yeah, I was really happy with some of the different plays that each of them made as well. It just really sucks that Bash lost so much time on the out of bounds there. You have to play from really behind at that point, and when it's just barely not enough, that feels really bad. And it was decided by the centering too. Although if ZChaotix had done the screw attack method, then he could have finished a lot faster. But there's a lot of players who aren't quite comfortable with that.
Yeah, it's not really intuitive how you want to like, because when you think about the screw attack hitbox, right, you want to physically touch it with Samus's model, but that's not the case. You want to screw attack Dark Samus's sides, like pretty much go right into her shield. The side of Samus should touch the side of Dark Samus. Welcome, Bash.
I'm sorry, I'm going through kind of stages of grief right now. I feel like,
yeah,
I'm really afraid of continuing right now because I'm probably going to say some really entitled things. I mean, GG's to ZChaotix, but like, yeah, I get that per the rules I lost, but I feel like I mean, I've done this trope before. I feel like, well, if it wasn't for this factor, I could have won. But really, it's like, it was my race to lose. I felt I went out of bounds for no reason into Orvis, completely forgot about GFMC. And now I get upset by ZChaotix. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, like, ZChaotix made a play
the entitled part of me is saying I should have won that. And I'm sorry for saying that. I know it's not sportsmanlike. I will accept any consequences that come from me saying that. I'm just, with how close that was and with getting centered, I'm so mad.
I mean,
And I feel bad because it's not his fault. It's not his fault. I'm just.
in regards to what happened after in Great Bridge, you actually played like incredibly well. Like you got you.
That doesn't
you
matter. I
got
still
the
lost.
GFC,
Doesn't matter.
you
It
got
doesn't
Dark
matter.
Beam.
I still didn't win.
It certainly was a.
I'm glad I'm getting
an
close, but
entertaining race.
I didn't know it was going to be that close. I thought it would have been like maybe like a minute or two, not literally me getting centered and then me screwing up getting centered. Decided it anyway. I'm sorry. I need to not steal his spotlight because that's not fair to him. He won. He gets the upset.
Yeah, for what it's
I
worth,
have my
we were saying
opinions, but per the rules, he wins.
For what it's worth, before you came in, we were saying that that it probably feels really bad to.
I'm out of the tournament, I think too, which is like I'm the top 3 seed. Like I get
I'm
upsets happen, but I didn't
of
think it was
that
going to happen to me.
just yet. Yeah, welcome ZChaotix.
Hello.
I'm sorry. I need to stop being a sore loser. GG's.
Hey, Bash. When I saw the Sky Temple key hint that said Transit Tunnel South, I thought it was over for me.
I
We
made a
were
wrong
really surprised
mistake.
to see that one.
Yeah, we were surprised because like
Yeah, I
there was
understand memory in
potential-
chat. I'm sorry.
There's potential for the seed to be done way faster than it was, but then you needed to find Annihilator and Gravity Boost. And so what ended up happening in this race, ZChaotix, you made that really good play in labs where you saved and you checked the GFMC ship.
Yes.
I noticed you like on the way there. I mentioned you probably did it because if it was nothing, you gain the knowledge of it being nothing, and then you can continue on in labs. But if
Yeah, I
it's-
was gonna save, quit, and quit and reload the save if it was worthless.
Yeah, exactly. And if you were probably looking for Dark Beam, right? Because labs without
Yes.
Dark Beam is pretty bad. But you ended up finding supers, and then we talked about whether or not you would gamble Store at Sea versus Warriors Walk, and then you decided on Warriors Walk, which ended up being correct.
Yeah, that was closer to me at the time, so I went for Warriors Walk, and I thought that maybe I could just continue on into labs from reverse, the dark labs from reverse, and just check doomed entry, but I almost died getting Dark Beam, so I had to sit there for a second, and I said, I'm just going to go back the way I came, instead
Yeah,
of trying to
right.
get through
When that
Battleground.
happened, I said that you probably made the correct, safer play by just going back to Judgment Pit rather than risking Battleground and doomed entry.
Out of curiosity, where was Annihilator Beam?
Venomous Pond.
Venomous Pond, yeah. You had no
Oh.
incentive to go back and get that,
Yeah.
which is why I talked about whether or not you would consider going out of bounds.
I just
and
had never
skipping
done it
both
before.
Annihilator and Gravity Boost.
I'd never done it before, but when I realized, okay, Gathering Hall, I'm like, that's probably where Aaron went. I'm like, okay, well, if this force or this proximity load works, then I'm good. And then I saw that the skybox had disappeared. I'm like, oh well, I'm good. But yeah, that was my race to lose.
So what ended up happening, ZChaotix, is when you were grabbing supers and Dark Beam, Bash decided to do a screw attack bonk to just check Torvis. I think you did it because you knew about a Meditation Vista major upgrade.
Yeah, I thought Dark Beam
which
was
ended up
there.
being Spider. Yeah, so we were talking about how if it was boost ball, then you would be incentivized to leave Torvis because then logical access to Torvis would be from the front via Dark Beam. So you would know that you're in the wrong place. And it ended up being Spider, unfortunately. And then you decided to continue on in Torvis, and that's when you got stuck in the bottom of the Great Bridge box for what felt like 4 or 5 minutes. I'm not sure. That room is terrible because the rooms beside have really awkward boxes.
Oh, wow.
Great Bridge. So after Bash finally got in bounds, Bash was able to pick up Boost Ball, Spider Ball, and then every key in Torvis except for was it Energy Controller? Yeah.
Yeah, Energy Control had a key.
Yeah, then Bash made the correct play of getting supers and Dark Beam immediately and then being able to check hints. And then after ZChaotix, you went to lower Torvis, and then
I went to Lower Torvis to check if Gravity Boost was the first item there in Hydro Dynamo Station.
Would you like to know where the hint for Gravity Boost was?
Where was it?
It was in Training Chamber.
Oh,
So we were
no.
talking about how the lower Torvis hints committing to that probably would have helped you finish the seed a bit faster because you checked everything and sank looking for Gravity Boost. Whereas
All
Bash read the hint and then went to Sank to get it. Bash also picked up Cobalt from Vault to look for the Annihilator hint, which ended up not happening. So when Bash picked up Gravity Boost, they went back to lower
Do
Torvis.
the OOB stuff.
Yeah, the out of bounds stuff that I basically almost the same wall crawl that I did in my race. And
Okay.
the two of you like transitioned, one out of bounds and one inbounds, to transit tunnel south pretty much at the exact same second.
Wow.
So Bash saved the 15-20 seconds from doing the puzzle out of bounds. Then you guys had the exact same route. Both of you didn't get a 1 cycle on Empering 1. And unfortunately Bash got centered, whereas you managed to pull off the dark beam.
Yeah, I pulled off the dark beam DS4 skip. I'm more comfortable doing that. I was worried when I tried the screw tech and I bonked on her. Because usually that she centers when I mess up like that, but this time she didn't.
Do you have anything else to add about the seed?
That super was cursed.
Yeah, I'm glad about one of the other early plays I did. I don't know if, how fast Bash found it, but the one where I went back to Wind Chamber Gateway after getting
oh right, yeah. Both of you
Screw
made that
attack.
exact play.
Yeah, I liked that.
Bash left Aegon from the front, whereas you did it from a save warp. That was the
I don't
main
know which
difference.
one's faster.
So when I do it personally, I leave Aegon from the front to check the high chambers first, because there's 2 checks there, whereas Wind Chamber Gateway is just 1, and it's also way more out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
But what you ended up doing was you checked Wind Chamber Gateway from a save warp, which is the closer check to the save warp. So like it ends up being fine because you're going back to Aegon regardless.
Yeah, I did check Dark Missile Trooper after that anyway, and the other thing.
Bash left Aegon, but didn't do high chambers until after.
Okay.
But yeah, with screw attack, space jump, main power bombs, that's all you need to access Wind Chamber Gateway, and both of you read that correctly at the start. It was really close.
I still can't believe I threw that race away.
I mean, it was still a great race.
I knew about GFMC possibly being required, and I still forgot about it once I got to Torvis. I got too short-sighted, and then I just made that stupid blunder because I never go back in bounds without Dark Beam and Torvis, so it's on.
You had to do all that OOB.
Well, it would have been fine had I just not fallen down in temple access. I forgot that I ceiling warp. I was like, what do I do here? And then it's like, oh yeah, you let, at least for me, the last time I did it, which was like a year ago, you let abandoned worksite load and then you ceiling warp, which is what I did. But I got stuck for like 5 minutes.
Oh, darn.
It doesn't matter. I lost. I threw it away. Like the only reason the reason I lost was because of the mistakes I made. I think everyone can agree with that. Which was funny because I'm like, I going into the race today, I looked at Gallop versus ZChaotix, and like the exact same scenario happened basically. And I was like, okay, well, hopefully that doesn't happen. And then it happened, so that's on me. Again, I'd like to apologize for my behavior earlier. That was unacceptable.
No, that's all right. It's
just frustrating. I thought once I got to Dark Samus and the ZChaotix still hadn't got done, I was like, well, maybe I'll get it. And then it literally was decided upon getting the skip versus not getting it. But those are the terms that I accept. Like, I agreed to final bosses, so I mean, I get to reap what I sow. I can't. There's no other way around it.
Okay,
I'm just disappointed because of the opinions I have, which are, legitimately bad takes.
It's all right. It was entertaining, and people watching had fun.
I hope it was a good race to watch. That's what I hope.
ZChaotix, congrats on getting the top 8.
Thank you, Bash.
Yeah, congratulations on the top 8. I think Bash, there are 3 players who are 3 and 2. I think who make it, and based on your seeding, I think
it depends on the tiebreaker. I don't think
tiebreakers. I mean,
I'll be surprised if I make it in.
Definitely follow both of our players.
Just
they
please
put on
follow
a good show today.
ZChaotix. I don't deserve the falls after how I acted.
Bash, you
please. I don't want the pity
great.
party. Please, I literally engaged in unacceptable behavior, and I deserve consequences for it. Follow ZChaotix. He plays great. I slept on him.
Follow Asder, who had to dip out just a bit early, little tight on schedule, and follow Lokier too, who did a good job tracking. Except for that one time Lokier forgot his Sky Temple key. Gosh.
It happens.
And yeah, watch Loki race Asder tomorrow. Is the other race between Interslice and Jagger still going on? If that's going on, I'm pretty sure it's on SpeedGaming 4. And then there's also still Loki versus Asder tomorrow.
Yep, Jagger G versus Interslice is still ongoing.
All right, well, if you want more echoes, SpeedGaming 4. That's all I have to say. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for commentating, Aaron. And thank you, Asder, for commentating as well. And thanks, Loki, for tracking.
Thank you, guys. GG again, Bash.
GG.